Greetings, critical viewers, and welcome to my playthrough of King's Quest VI. This is my all-time favorite point-and-click game, and it is the direct sequel to King's Quest V, which I also uploaded on this channel about 5 months ago, I think. And, well, Game Grumps is playing this right now, and it kind of rekindled my desire to upload a playthrough of it, so here we are. If you watched King's Quest V, or even if you didn't, this game is quite a bit better than the fifth game in the series, in my opinion, and in many other diehard King's Quest fans' opinions as well. This is considered to be the highlight of the series, and in my humble opinion, the highlight of 90s point-and-click adventure games, period. It's very similar in style to the fifth game, but it's a lot more epic. The voice acting is much, much better. They have professional voice actors, a lot of them from well, not a lot of them. At least 2 of them are from Disney films, so you may recognize their voices. I'm really excited to play this. It's a big step up in quality from the 5th game, and I'm actually playing the extended version, which, if you're unfamiliar, is the CD-ROM version of the game. It is a higher resolution version, and a lot of King's Quest VI fans enjoy it because there are high resolution portraits in this version of the game. Anyway, you might not be able to tell a difference if you've never seen the game before, but most versions of the game do not contain these high-resolution portraits. If you do have a CD of the game like I do, I've had it for the past 20 years or so, there is a link in the description to a website that will allow you to emulate the CD on Windows, current versions of Windows through ScumVM. Anyway, I've talked way too much. We're about to watch the opening, though. And please do not judge this game by the opening if you've never seen it before, because it's so much better than the opening. But I'll just let it play. Here we go.
Long ago, in the castle of a kingdom called Daventry,
Alexander, here you are. Oh, you're still not thinking about Cosima, are you?
I suppose I am.
Son, it's been months. You've got to pull yourself together. After all, you only met her that once.
I know.
Have you discovered anything about the land of the Green Isles?
No. No one's even heard of it. It's like she's just vanished.
I wish I could help. Please try to think about something else, dear.
I'll try, Mother.
So, if you remember, at the very end of King's Quest V, Alexander and Cosima met. Cosima was the slave girl that King Graham freed from Mordak. So, that's what this is all about, basically.
Alexander, I feel so alone. I don't know what to do. Alexander, I wish you were here. Alexander.
Cosima! Wait! Mother! Mother, come quick!
Alexander, what on earth? You're white as a ghost.
Mother, I saw Cosima. She was in the mirror.
In the mirror? The magic mirror?
Yes! And it showed me how to find her.
How?
The stars! I saw the stars outside her window. I can navigate by the stars.
Oh, Alexander, if you really go...
It will be all right, Mother. I promise.
So, if you don't recognize the voice of Alexander, it's actually, oh, what is his name? Robbie Benson, who was the voice of Beast in Disney's Beauty and the Beast. So, if you recall from my King's Quest V playthrough, if you've seen it, they actually got Sierra staff members to voice all the characters in that game. But for this one, they actually hired professionals. And as you can probably already tell, it's a big step up. I'm trying to remember what else Robbie Benson has been in. I believe he was also the voice of Prince Valiant in the, Short-Lived Adventures of Prince Valiant? Or maybe it was The Legend of Prince Valiant, I'm not sure. But he's an experienced voice actor and director, and I believe he's directed some episodes of Friends and Dharma and Greg and stuff like that. He co-starred with Paul Newman in a 1980s film.
Months, Prince Alexander sailed the known seas and beyond.
So yeah, they didn't just get, you know, Greg from graphics to come over and voice the main character. And by the way, in 1994, these graphics were mind-blowing.
Land ho! Land ho! Land ho!
And that right there is about as cheesy as this game gets. The rest of the way, we should be good.
As the ship nears the shore, day turns to night and the sea turns violent.
Oh my gosh. There it is. 3D. 3D text. It looks like the whole like Windows XP screensavers. Oh my gosh. So this is bringing back memories. I haven't played this game in years. And it was actually the first real PC game that I ever played. I think I'd go so far as to say this was the first real video game that I ever played. I played this before I played anything on Nintendo 64 or anything like that. Like this was... Yeah, this was a big deal when I first got this 15 years ago or so. Man, how long has it been since we've seen credits at the beginning of a game like this? It's not something I've really thought about before, but that doesn't happen anymore.
Alexander awakens to find himself on an unfamiliar beach. For a moment, he is too dazed to remember how he got here. Then, he does remember. The shipwreck, the sea. Just as he had seen his men safely into the lifeboats, a gigantic wave picked him up and tossed him overboard into the churning sea. That was the last he'd seen of his crew. Debris from the shipwreck is scattered along the shore, but of the lifeboats and his men, there is thankfully no trace. He can only hope and pray that the lifeboats survived the currents, and that his men made their way safely back to Daventry.
So, we're in the game now, and as you can see, the environments are beautiful, and I cannot wait to get started with this. First things first, let's get this glistening thing over here.
Alexander picks up his royal insignia ring from the beach.
That'll be important. So this is our inventory. As you can see, we have the ring.
Alexander's ring is made of the purest gold and has the insignia of the royal family of Daventry on its face.
One great thing about this game, and King's Quest games in general really, but this one in particular, is that you can really just look around anywhere and there will be a description for it.
The remains of Alexander's sailing ship lie dashed upon the distant shore. Alexander is standing on a beach littered with debris from his shipwreck. A path leads north into the lush green island. An occasional breeze rustles the nearby foliage.
It has a depth to it that you don't really see anymore. I mean, it's really staggering, to be honest.
Alexander pushes the plank to one side. A box has been partially buried under sand.
I always used to like to put the loading cursor on top of his head and pretend it was a crown. Well, I mean, it is a crown, but like, you know, a real crown.
There's nothing of interest in that part of the box.
Sometimes this happens. Okay.
The box must have opened in the sea, spilling its treasure. Everything has been washed away, except for one coin of Daventry.
Yeah, one thing about this game is that sometimes you have to be very specific.
Alexander takes the coin and leaves the ruined box where it is.
Okay. So, that's actually all we're going to do on this, this screen. Now, you may have heard a little glistening sound while I was playing, and that's because I was scoring points. There are 231 available, and I don't think I've actually completed 231 out of 231. But you don't need to get all the points to beat the game. In fact, there is a quick route to beating the game and a long one. We'll be taking the long one, obviously. It's much more fun, and you can see a lot more of the game that way. Let's check this place out.
To the left, a small village seems to invite the weary traveler. In the distance, a majestic castle shines in the sun. A grand old tree stretches its luxurious limbs out over the crossroads.
What's in here, though?
A hollow in the trunk of the old tree forms a perfect nesting place for wildlife.
Perfect.
Rocks abound on this lush volcanic isle.
So, these are the crossroads right here, and we will go to the castle first thing. And I'm going to up Alexander's speed a little bit because he is a little bit too slow for my tastes. Go, Alexander, go. God. Alright, now, here's the first chance we get to see the high-res portraits. So if you've seen this game played before, you probably haven't seen these portraits. Whenever I've seen footage of this game on YouTube, I haven't seen... I've seen the default portraits that normally are on the DOS versions of the game, so prepare yourselves.
Alexander politely addresses the odd-looking guards at the castle doors, hoping to learn more about his predicament.
Good day to you, guards. I was cast upon this island in a storm, and I'm a little confused about my location. Could you tell me what place this is and who lives in this castle?
Hey, what is that you say? A castaway? A likely story. We haven't had any foreigners in this part since Yhallcee had arrived.
Don't be so rude, Gruff. He's not asking for any secrets. You're standing on the Isle of the Crown, lad, and this is the Castle of the Crown. The royal family resides here. Rather, what's left of the royal family.
The Isle of the Crown? But tell me, am I anywhere near the land of the Green Isles?
This is the land of the Green Isles. The Isle of the Crown is the main island, foolish boy.
Then Princess Cassima must live in this very castle.
Aye, the princess is indeed our treasure jewel to guard, and we consider it an honor.
Don't you see the crown on my head, you fools? Alright, so,
Excuse me, guardsmen, guard dogs. I've been traveling for months to see Princess Cassima. I would like an audience, please.
I'm sorry, but the princess is not receiving visitors, particularly not strangers.
Well, guess what? I got proof. Let's look at the coin first.
Alexander is carrying a copper coin of Daventry. King Graham graces the front of the coin.
Oh, he graces it, does he? Alright, let's take
Alexander is already wearing his ring.
Ah! Okay. I gotta get used to this. You gotta use the pointer to actually select it.
Alexander decides to show his royal insignia ring to the Castle of the Crown guards. With all of his papers lost in the shipwreck, it is the only possible calling card he can think of.
Good day. I'm Prince Alexander of Daventry. I'm an acquaintance of Princess Cassima. If you could just inform her that I'm here, please.
So everyone says. Let me just look at that ring.
What does it say, Gruff?
Kingdom of Daventry, Prince Alexander. Wait here while I go see what Captain Saladin thinks of this.
Oh man, I cannot wait for Captain Saladin. You'll recognize his voice right away, I'm sure, if you're a Disney fan.
The guard returns a moment later with a majestic-looking creature. Captain Saladin speaks with a voice that is gentle, but reflects a will of iron.
Prince Alexander of Daventry, I presume. I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with your country, but I'm sure Vizier Yhallcee will want to meet you, if indeed you are a friend of the princess. Please, follow me.
So yes, he is a collie, but more importantly, he is voiced by Tony Jay, aka the voice of Frollo in Hunchback of Notre Dame, among many other roles.
Lord Yhallcee, a visitor to see you. Prince Alexander of Daventry.
What is it that you seek, Prince Alexander?
Pardon the intrusion, my lord, but I came to see Princess Cassima. Some months ago, my father, King Graham, saved my family and I from imprisonment under an evil wizard named Mordak.
The same wizard that kidnapped the princess?
Exactly. When my father rescued us, he also liberated Cassima and sent her home.
Then your father has my gratitude, and that of the entire kingdom. But I'm afraid I still fail to see the purpose of your visit.
Well, I came to make sure that Cassima arrived safely and to pay my respects. Before we parted, she gave me an invitation to visit.
I have no doubt she did exactly that at the time, Prince Alexander. However, things have greatly changed for Cassima since her ordeal in Mordak's castle. Cassima's parents both became ill and died while she was gone. Cassima is sequestered in mourning for them as befits a princess. She is not receiving visitors of any kind. Even if she were, I do not think your visit would be appropriate. You see, it is time for Cassima to take her responsibilities seriously. With her parents gone, she no longer has the luxury to be a carefree maiden. As was her parents' wish, Cassima and I are to be wed. We shall rule the kingdom together. I assure you, our marriage is all Cassima wants now. As a prince and a gentleman, it would be best that you leave before there is any further embarrassment.
I see. I suppose that I was mistaken. I thought for certain that Cassima... Well, I apologize.
A young man sees what he wishes to see. I'm sorry you've wasted your time traveling to the land of the Green Isles. May your journey home be swift.
Perhaps I will take the opportunity to look around your fair land while I'm here.
I would advise against that. The kingdom is rather, shall we say, inhospitable these days. But it is your neck. You may risk it if you please. Captain Saladin will escort you from the castle. Good day.
Yeah, he's a dick. Not Captain Saladin, but Vizier Yhallcee. He sucks.
You have had your hearing with Vizier Yhallcee. I trust you will respect his wishes and not return. I have been instructed not to let you into the castle again. Good day, my lord.
Oh, God.
Captain Saladin whispers something to the guard dogs at the castle gate, and they nod with understanding.
Man.
Alexander has a feeling they won't be letting him into the castle again.
Tony J's voice is just... it's so good! Man. Okay, anyway. So, I think I've proven my point about the, oh god, we're in this problem again. Walk this way. Thank God. Okay, so this is the side of the castle, and there's not really much to do over here at the moment.
The side of the castle is one big blank wall. Vines have begun to climb the castle's stucco walls.
And no, you can't climb them. I tried.
The vines are too flimsy to support Alexander.
Anyway, there's nothing for us to do over here right now, but I just thought I'd point it out as an area, a potential area for the future. So yeah, talking about the story real quick, it's very clear at this point that there's something sinister going on. The Vizier's hiding something, and it's up to us to get to the bottom of it, because Cosima, we haven't even seen her or talked to her, and it's clear that she's in trouble from Alexander's vision.
There's a little hut just off the path. Perhaps the guard dogs have an occasional use for it, but it looks empty now.
Indeed. Alright, let's see. There we go. Oh, it's so much easier to click off screen here than it is with old KQ5. So, yeah, let's go into town now and meet some other characters. I hope you guys are enjoying this Let's Play. I'm not talking a whole lot because there is a lot of important dialogue in this game, and I wanted to give it, you know, the full attention that it deserves. Let's talk to this guy.
Good day, peddler.
Good day, sir. If you would like to get one of my fine new lamps, I'll need an old lamp in trade.
Isn't it a rather bad business? Taking old lamps and giving new lamps in exchange?
Well, there's always a chance that I'll find a genie. If I had a genie, well, I'd be richer than a king. Besides, there's always a roaring business in antique luminaries.
Okay, now this guy is actually very important, believe it or not, and there's actually an event that you can outright miss if he leaves before you can give him something. So, not to spoil anything, but...
Old lamps for new! Old lamps for new!
And sometimes he blurts that out. Hey, I'm gonna try something real quick. So, just to show you guys what it looks like, with the old, the DOS portraits, I'll talk to him again. So this is what the DOS portraits look like. Much lower res and much more King's Quest V-ish.
How fare you, peddler?
Hey, lad, have you an old lamp for me yet?
Nope, not yet. You are so impatient. Okay, so we can go into one of two shops.
The sign above the door says Ali's Books. The villagers bustle about their chores. They seem a busy, if somewhat subdued lot.
Huh.
The sign says Pawn Shop.
Thank you.
The pawn shop window has the words Curios and Antiques painted on it. What an interesting looking shop.
Okay, let's go inside Ali's Books, because this is the place to be.